no matter how brilliant an idea you've got, and how much you think you're going to solve a problem, don't do anything until you've really understood the organization and spoken to people and got that data and got that feedback, and make sure whatever it is that you're delivering really meets their needs and wants, and is not just a projection of what you think they should have, however well intended. You've got to meet people and the business where they're at. Otherwise, you're going to get frustrated because you're going to be putting in a whole load of hard work and energy, and giving them something that, you know, doesn't necessarily land as well as you would have wanted it to. And actually, you know, I've just remembered, going back to an earlier question, you were saying kind of what can people do? Active listening is something that is again part of positive psychology. It's really easy, and we forget, you know, we want to go out there and fix things and do things, and actually, you know, one of the most powerful things we can do is sit down and listen to someone, and listen to someone with empathy, and make them feel heard and understood. And I think that's a really powerful thing to be able to do, especially when you work in a role of a people person in an organization and you're trying to help them move forward.
And when you say active listening, what does that mean?
Yes. So active listening is essentially,
look like or sound like?
So you pay attention, you're actively listening to the person that's talking to you, and you listen and respond with empathy. So you acknowledge what they're saying, and you ensure that they feel heard and understood. You don't have to agree with what they're saying, but it's giving someone the time and space to talk, and allow them to talk openly and honestly, and reflect back to them what it is that they're saying as well, to make sure that you've understood, but also that they've heard what they've said to you. And it's really helpful in terms of building relationships, helping people just talk out some of their challenges and problems, and yeah, letting them feel like they've kind of lifted some weight off their shoulders. So yeah, and anyone can do that. You know, we all can do that for each other, especially at the moment. I had a really brilliant piece of advice from my tutor during my masters, and she just said, hold things lightly. And I think that's, you know, that's really stuck with me, because there is so much going on at the moment that can really weigh us down and overwhelm us. You know, and it comes back to that point of like, you know, what can I control? And I can, you know, the choices I have, and what can't I? And, you know, just everything else, just hold it lightly. Positive psychology, to a greater extent, is around how you frame things. And in, you know, in this example, perhaps kind of the way you would look at it. So what can you control? Where do you have choices, and what can't you control, right? So, you know, it's all right for things to be kind of negative, but can you change them? If you can do something about it, and that instantly feels empowering, right? So you can say, right, I can do something about this, and these are my choices. And that, I guess, instantly will start making you feel as though you are able to do something. And then, you know, if you're not burying the negatives, but if you can't actually change something, then you can say, fine, that is what it is, and I will do something about the things that I can do something about, and put my energy there. And, you know, teach yourself not to worry about the things that you have no control over at the end of the day, because there is essentially nothing that you can kind of do about it. So I think it's about how you frame your choices and options. People who experience positive emotions on a more frequent basis are actually more resilient. So I guess, you know, from an organizational perspective, if you are really trying to build these positive emotions and experiences into your culture in a really authentic way, you're helping build resilience into your team. Do something that makes you happy, and give yourself the time and space that you need to do. And that endless list of to-dos that I always have. I used to be a real perfectionist, and I do care about the quality of whatever I do, but I've also just kind of cut myself a bit of slack. And if, you know, I don't finish everything I wanted to finish, that's okay.